My name is Brittany van Schravendijk, also known as KB Fit Brit. I'm a Master of Sport, National Record holder, and World Record holder in Kettlebell Sport. So what is Kettlebell Sport? This unique sport is what I'm going to talk to you about today. I'm going to describe to you the different events you can compete in, what exactly the competition entails, and how it can benefit you, and why you might want to try it. Kettlebell Sport is an endurance style of kettlebell lifting in which you have 10 minutes to complete a maximum number of repetitions. As you can imagine, efficiency of technique becomes really important as you try not to fatigue your muscles any more than necessary. In this way, you're able to save your muscles and your energy for later on in the set when you really need to push, and you're able to get more repetitions. Right now, you might be thinking, why would I ever want to lift a kettlebell for 10 minutes? That sounds terrible. And honestly, sometimes it is. But let me tell you about all the benefits of kettlebell sport lifting that outweigh that pain you might feel during a 10-minute set. Number one, training for kettlebell sport gives you a great goal to motivate your workouts. I started lifting kettlebells when I was in college, and I really wanted a competitive outlet. That just working out in the gym wasn't really cutting it for me anymore. So it really motivated me to work towards a specific goal. Number two, you get a great blend of strength, endurance, balance, and coordination, even flexibility, all in one workout. It's super efficient. Third, kettlebell sport builds amazing mental tenacity. Ask any kettlebell sport lifter. Tackling any kind of obstacle in life is easy if you tackle a 10-minute set. The different events you can compete in kettlebell sport are going to depend on the organization you're competing under and the competition at which you're at. But in general, there are single and double arm versions of the kettlebell jerk, the kettlebell long cycle or clean and jerk, and the kettlebell snatch. The most important aspect of competition is that you properly fixate the bell. So fixation is what determines whether or not your rep counts as a point. So you'll have a judge watching you during your set and telling you whether or not your fixation is counting. So no matter what lift you're doing, at the very top position of your rep, you must fixate or lock out your arms. So your elbow is straight, my knees are straight, and I have to freeze for a split second before I let the kettlebell down. In a kettlebell sport competition, you have to weigh in and compete in a certain weight class. Within that weight class, you can compete with a particular bell size. What bell size you can compete with is going to depend, again, on which competition you're in. For example, at the World Championships of Kettlebell Sport, men can only compete with amateur level 24s or professional level 32s. Similarly, for women, they can only compete with amateur level 16 kilo, professional level 24 kilo. In the US, in many competitions, however, you can compete with all different sizes of weight, in which case you will only be directly competing with the people who are in your weight class and kettlebell weight. If you're at all intrigued by kettlebell sport and you want to know how you can get started, let me give you a couple tips. First of all, make sure you find a coach in your area that can show you how to safely and effectively execute the kettlebell movements. Having that in-person experience is invaluable to getting a good basis. Second of all, make sure that you check back to the Kettlebell Kings blog for more tips. I'll be posting more videos, more blogs to help you work on getting started. Third of all, buy yourself a set of Kettlebell Kings bells and start practicing.